Good morning, this is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Still seeing some breezy conditions out there this morning, seeing our peak winds around 28 to 32 miles per hour over the last hour. We are currently in a wind advisory and will likely continue to do so as we go through the morning hours this morning. Otherwise, skies are partly cloudy out there with a temperature around 63 degrees. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a boundary that passed through the area is now south of the local area, having high pressure building in behind that. It's helping to enhance those winds that we are seeing out there as we move through the day. So another breezy day as we've been seeing most of the week. We have that area of low pressure off the southeast coast. That's going to be the culprit for some disturbed weather to move into the area mainly towards the second half of the holiday weekend. If we take a look at the upper level winds from this morning's sounding, we have our strongest winds near the surface coming out of the northeast, 28 to 30 knots, becoming more northwesterly as we go through the mid layers and fairly weak, continuing to be weak and becoming more westerly as we get into the upper layers, and seeing a wind at 26 knots out of the west at 25,000 feet. Our freezing level is at 11,800 feet. Look at the current visible satellite, we can see some clouds in the area, but we are starting to see those erode away towards the southwest. So expecting the clouds out there to stick around for a bit and then likely see those reducing as we get into the afternoon hours, becoming partly cloudy and mostly sunny this afternoon, and then we'll see some high clouds filling in later today. Look at the European model, see how things play out over the next several days as we go through the day, expecting dry and breezy conditions to continue. Going into the evening hours, we'll see those high clouds on the increase, and we'll keep a slight breeze as we go through the evening hours. And then going into the day on Friday, continued dry conditions with mainly high clouds around, and another breezy day for our Friday. Going into the weekend, we should remain mostly dry as we go through Saturday, as we're starting to get a little better agreement with the models with what looks like the first chance of precip will start to move into the area late Saturday, with some of the other models showing a few showers moving in by Saturday evening. Otherwise, a better chance as we get into the morning hours of Sunday, with a pretty good agreement that we'll see some isolated scattered showers around the area as we go through the day on Sunday. And we do have a slight chance of maybe seeing a thunderstorm embedded within those showers. If we zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, as we go through the day, Monday could see a dry period and then another chance of some isolated scattered showers in the areas. You see the European model showing a good bit of moisture in the areas, particularly during the afternoon hours, as this upper level low lingers along the east coast, and that will determine how fast these showers chances move out of here. Some lingering that around with some slight chances of showers on Tuesday. So as we go through Tuesday, we'll have that slight chance, but then we should start to see these showers and disturbed weather exit the coast as we go into overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, and then we should see dry weather return as we go into Wednesday. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we are red for winds that are above 25 knots. Again, we are currently in a wind advisory. Expecting those winds to remain elevated through the days out of the northeast, 12 to 17 knots, with peak gusts up around 25 knots, likely continuing into the afternoon hours. So we drop down to an orange risk for the afternoon, as we could see those winds lighten a bit during that time frame. But as we go through the day, expecting our high temperature to be around 65 degrees this afternoon, and going into the evening hours, will remain slightly breezy through the overnight hours. We'll see those high clouds on the increase, and we'll see temperatures cool down to around 52 degrees. As we get into our day on Friday, we'll see the winds pick back up, becoming slightly breezy once again. We'll see tides about a foot above normal. Looking at the next couple days, Friday looks to be partly sunny with mainly high clouds around, and will be another breezy day. We pick up a yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots with a high expected around 67 degrees. That yellow risk for those winds continues in the Friday evening, as we'll see mostly cloudy conditions and mainly high clouds. And as we get into the day on Saturday, we'll start to see some mid-level clouds filling in ahead of that disturbance. Otherwise, slightly breezy to breezy conditions for Friday evening with a low around 55 degrees. As we go into Saturday, we'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions. Again, we'll have a slight chance of a shower, and that will be late in the time frame here. So we do have that yellow risk for precip. Again, looks like most of the activity will hold off into the overnight and more so into Sunday, but we'll see a breezy to windy day for our day Saturday. We'll see gusts up around 20 to 28 to 30 knots. It could see some peak gusts 30 to 35 knots during the day time hours on Saturday, and so we do have that red risk for winds that are above 25 knots, so a good chance we see a wind advisory for our Saturday. Otherwise, we'll see a high around 66 degrees. If we look at these extended forecasts, we pick up that better chance of some scattered showers and storms, possibility for some storms embedded. Continue breezy conditions as we move into Sunday. We'll start off around 59 degrees, seeing a high around 68 degrees. And as we move into Monday, we'll keep a 40% chance of some showers and storms continuing in the area, with a low around 61 degrees and a slightly warmer high around 70 degrees. And as we go into Tuesday, we'll just keep a slight chance of some precip in the area, just looking at about 20% chance at the moment. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a slightly warmer day, around 72 degrees for our high. And then we should see things start to dry out going into Wednesday with partly cloudy and slightly breezy conditions, starting off around 59 degrees and seeing our high around 74 degrees. Well, that will wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.